Okay. So you're a family of one or two, and hardly ever do people talk about the smaller families that are on a low income and how to stretch their grocery budget. Yeah, even low income families might just have one or two people in them. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on this channel. Save money more with Jan channel. Let's jump right into it today. Let's talk about great ways that people could save on a low income. Number one, prioritize your meal planning. Make it a priority. Work around the sales. Shop the sales. Oh, I've heard all this before. Yeah, you heard it all before because it's with good reason. Why? It works. So even smaller families of one or two, prioritize meal planning. Okay. Next, shop with that plan. Shop with the plan. Make sure you take a list with you. Stick to the list. Some people say, oh, that doesn't always work. I could tell you 9 out of 10, if you're planning well and you have a list, you are more organized and you're less in a position where you just might buy more of wants than needs. You're not in a position, if you're on a very low income, to all the time get wants. You got to focus on the needs more than the wants. All right, cooking from scratch. Most of the time, not 100% of the time, cooking from scratch is a great strategy, is a great idea. You know what's in the food. Okay, you get to stretch it. You could stretch that super stew a little bit more. You could butterfly that piece of chicken. You could pound it out flat. You see where I'm going with this. You could figure out different ways to strategize and, let's say, work with ground beef or ground turkey or ground pork for that matter. Find those ways you could stretch those items. And by the way, smaller families, whether it's a family of one or two, can actually take good advantage of those family packs that you find in the meat section at the grocery store. Family pack is not just meant for somebody with four kids. It could be for yourself. It could be for yourself and your husband, wife, partner, friend, whatever, roommate. Two people, low income, family packs of meat work or proteins work. Just divide them up and freeze them up, and they will last that much longer. And don't forget about manager specials. Manager specials, those bright orange stickers, in most of the place, they work. If you meal plan one time a week, for example, I'll tell you that's really a good thing. You're going to avoid 9 out of 10 impulsive purchases. Sometimes we shop on the impulse and we spend way too much, way too fast with monies we really don't have. So we try to slow it down. Again, it goes right back to the meal planning. And just by meal planning that one time a week, I don't think it takes that much time. It really doesn't. I think sometimes people fuss about it or talk about it more than when the action occurs of sitting down and making and writing out a meal plan. It just doesn't work that long. It just doesn't take that long, especially for one or two people. All right, batch cooking, making larger quantities of things, of meals ahead of time, and freezing what is left, of course. And in that way, you're actually able to make your own convenience foods. Does this not make sense? What's a convenience food? A freezer meal. To me, a freezer meal, taking out a freezer meal that you make from scratch versus a freezer meal that somebody else planned out with goodness knows what's in it and probably don't like it. At least your own meals that you plan ahead and batch cook, you know what you like. You season it up the way you enjoy it. You see where I'm going with this? That's why it's important to get those, freezer containers. If you could get some, use them. They are a good tool. They are an important kitchen tool. And, you know, pay whatever it is that you could pay the best you can and get a bunch of freezer containers. Very important. Let's see. Yeah, I said that. I'm just going over my bullet points here as I look. Cooking from scratch, we know that. It is very important. And I do believe in, like I said in the beginning here, shopping with a list. Shopping with a list is a great guideline. You might come across a useful manager special that's what it is, a manager special. While you're there, you didn't know what was going to happen. And maybe take a couple of bucks extra for that, not saying exorbitant amount. A little bit of wiggle room whenever you go shopping. Be sure to have that little bit of wiggle room while you're doing that. These are some great ideas for a family of one or two. But who's to say that these same great ideas couldn't work for larger families? Of course they could. I mean, smart, frugal tips always work, and they're applicable to anybody at any place. It's like just carrying an invisible toolbox, a toolbox of saving money at the grocery store. All right, everyone, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. Have a wonderful day. Take good care. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Come on. You could click off because I'm just having a trouble clicking off.